And now that I've ranted, to explain that one line, now I'm going to come to the other points. So this will be part two of the episode. So let me, I guess, once again start with a Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hello. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And as I said, this is part two of the podcast episode where I am ranting about the sovereignty of Pakistan being lost, about the capacity of the U.S. ambassador, the balls of the U.S. sending their ambassador directly to our election commissioner, bypassing all protocols. And now the other 2 points. Imran Khan, as always, as I said, that the reason I'm just not, talking about it is because I can see no progress. The special sessions court that actually should not even exist, because legally, technically, constitutionally, it doesn't exist. But they illegally created this whole thing just to keep Imran Khan in jail. And look at the fact that they did not even allow Imran Khan out of jail to come to court. They went to jail to continue the trial, to continue the session, and they extended his jail time, they extended his remand. They have on paper accepted that bail can be asked for, and obviously they're not going to grant bail, and that will be tomorrow that his lawyer will submit it, and everybody knows nothing's going to happen. But the lawyer may actually take that and put it to good use. He might, use that to go over their head and go directly to Islamabad High Court. Don't know. On the other hand, Imran Riaz Khan, as I said again, nothing doing. Once again, the court held a session, and once again the court has tried to ask about his whereabouts. Once again the court was given stories. They are being appeased by the law enforcement agencies, stating that no, there's progress being made, we will give you good news, and blah de blah. And obviously his lawyer is under fire. Imran Riaz Khan's lawyer, who's also his best friend, is under fire, and very understandably so, because yes, he has so much time has been wasted. Imran Riaz Khan's family, are mentally right at the edge. Obviously the establishment, the law enforcement agencies, the intelligence agencies, they try to pressurize his family, his father, into making deals, promising that if they make deals, then they would let him go. But his father is a very honest man and a principled man, so there was a no-go there. He wasn't going to destroy his own principles and his son's principles just to make a deal with them. So basically it's left to the lawyer to strike some sort of a deal. And we can understand why the lawyer is not going through legal process, because first of all, remember, Imran Riaz Khan was kidnapped. There was no legal arrest, there was no warrant issued. The entirety of the whole situation is ridiculous because it is not legal. So obviously his lawyer cannot go through legal process. His lawyer needs to go through the channels that were the same channels that were used to kidnap his client. So they use the backdoor channels to kidnap his client, so he needs to go through those same backdoor channels to retrieve his client. It's very understandable. And then on the other side, Justice Bandial is the person who's still pissing me off, to be honest. I'm sure that I know that the lawyers are out staging a massive protest. The people are out staging a massive protest. But as I said before, these protests are not going to help us any. we need to go on a more aggressive level against these people, because protests are, we're long past protests. But let's see, because the lawyers, when they start a protest, it doesn't end with just a protest. So they're gearing up. Let's see what happens. But I do say that the lawyers at least should realize, the judges should realize, the whole judicial machinery of Pakistan should realize that they are literally the reason why Pakistan is where it is today. They are responsible, they are 100% responsible for what is going on in Pakistan today. Had they not opened their damn bloody coats in the middle of the night, you know, none of this would have happened. They have themselves to blame entirely, and I hope that they really, really, just being guilty and saying, "Oh, we're sorry, but we were doing this," is not enough. They need to show their responsibility by fixing this shit. The fact that they can't even fix the shit, it just shows how bad they are, and at taking responsibility for anything. It actually shows how in shambles our judiciary is, and how in shambles our whole country has been, as I keep on saying, for the past 50, 60, 70 years. Our country has always been in shambles, and that is why we people like me have always said, just burn the thing down, and start from scratch. This is the I hope people are now realizing that my allegedly radical statements actually are not radical, and that they hold a deep meaning, and that people can see it unfolding in front of their eyes. And not to say that people ever called my thoughts radical. To be honest, most of the people actually agreed with me. In fact, a huge percentage of people have always agreed with me, and when they get peed off, they say the same thing too. These are the same people who are out in the streets. There's Do not think that in Pakistan there is no movement. Mind it. In Pakistan, there is movement. People from Kashmir all the way to Sindh are out in the streets. They're burning their bills. They are, very aggressive. The lawyers are out. They're aggressive. The public is out. The businessmen are out. They're aggressive. So yeah, no, no, no. Don't think that there is no movement in Pakistan. But again, as I say, even this is not enough. So you can imagine that even this is not enough. Why? Because, as I said, you see, the culprits, they literally exposed themselves very recklessly, and now they feel they have no choice but to just continue pushing forward until they destroy everything, because, as we say, their faces have been exposed. The kidnappers, the hijackers' faces are exposed, so they have no choice but to kill the hostages. We are the hostages. Our country has been hijacked, and the hijackers are of the establishment, the army, Nawaz Sharif, Zardari, and their groups of people, and Maulana Fazlur Rahman, and PDM, basically, all the corrupt people who joined forces. So they exposed themselves now to not just the masses of Pakistan, but to the whole world. You see, they're butt crack naked, really. And that is why they feel they have no choice. They can't step back, even though actually they had 2 to 3 golden chances to step back. But they were acting like how America has been acting with Pakistan. America needs Pakistan. Many countries around Pakistan actually need Pakistan. Like it or not, even India needs Pakistan, Iran needs Pakistan, Middle East needs Pakistan. But the problem is that even China needs Pakistan. So does Russia, actually, strangely. But the thing is that the reason, not strangely, actually, I'm just politically saying strangely, but geographically, very obviously, the reason why, the fact that even though they depend on Pakistan heavily, but they don't want Pakistan to to have the upper hand. So it's like how you have a person who needs money from you, but that person is going to treat you as if you are under that person, and as if you owe them that money, even though it's your money. And they should be on their knees begging you for that money, but they're putting you down on your knees while extorting that money from you. You understand? So that is the behavior of most of these countries with Pakistan, and especially with America and Europe as well. And that is exactly the same behavior that the establishment and the army and the corrupt politicians of PDM, Nawaz Sharif, Zardari, and all, that is the attitude that they are now trying to put place, towards us, the people. You understand? So yeah, so the people need to grab them by their collars and they need to eliminate them. There is no other way, seriously. At the end of the day, there is no other way. It's just like how the people in France have realized also that there is no other way. And that is why they're just not leaving it alone. They're not putting it to rest. If anything, it's just increasing. So, yeah, that is exactly what Pakistan needs to do. We need to get more aggressive. As I said, yes, aggression is building up already, but I think we still need to do even more than that. We need to grab them by their collars. We need to simultaneously, with army precision, surround them all and get them all in one go, not step by step. We need to get all of them in one go. And then we need to give a very, very important, a very big message to US, starting with a shut up call for interfering with Pakistan, and the US needs to pay for that interference. Yes, it needs to pay. So this is basically what we have right now going on. We have Imran Khan, that obviously, because the president of Pakistan, Dr. Arif Alvi, he stated at first that none of these so-called bills and acts actually have legitimacy because he never signed them. And number two, he has been calling them out on their illegal stances and asking them to revise it. And number three, he has been trying to force the Election Commission of Pakistan to adhere to some semblance of sanity, to adhere to constitution rules, and put forward a date for the elections. In fact, he himself has put forward a date. I think it's somewhere around September, which obviously cannot happen, and now it might be pushed to November. But I don't see anything happening. Nobody sees anything happening because they are pushing back. They are actually questioning his status, his authority, when he's actually a president, a legitimate president. And I think he needs to question their status, their standing, their authority, because they are not even legit. The caretaker governments are not legit. Their time was way gone. The establishment is no longer legit. The army is definitely no longer legit. And the election commission is very obviously not legit. So, yeah, I think he needs to question the legitimacy of the so called government right now. His legitimacy cannot be questioned. And if they're questioning his, then they need to be questioned. If he needs to leave, they all need to leave. It's as simple as that. If they're staying, so is he. Bloody hell, yes. So yeah, I mean, he is trying to do his part right now. He is challenging them. He has very openly stated that these acts, these special session courts, these army act and blah de blah, is it does not have any legal or constitutional standing or legitimacy because he never even signed them. And so that has put everything up in the air. But the fact that they're so openly continuing with the illegal activities, they're literally saying, who cares what you people think, because Pakistan doesn't belong to you anymore. We're following our real masters, and that's up there in the US, and we're going to do what the US tells us to do. So Pakistan's legal framework and Pakistan's constitutional framework has no standing. Plus, if you remember, they made such a hullabaloo about how Qaid Azam's house, Jinnah house, Jinnah house, Jinnah house, they made that an excuse to basically attack the public, to arrest PTI members, to arrest the public, to sexually harass, assault, and rape women, to kidnap children, to kidnap, PTI members, spouses, family members, parents, children, wives, it didn't matter. So they used that an excuse to start attacking and assaulting the public of Pakistan and the members of PTI, and especially the educated members, because PTI is basically, as I said, the public, and the public is, the a huge amount of the middle class people, which are the educated people, the those from the academia, those, from the field of expertise, you can say, the specialists, the experts, they were the ones who were working as members of PTI. And as I said, they're all part of the public. So the establishment, the army, were ordered by the US establishment to attack the females of Pakistan sexually, so that they should be put down and they should be brought back to the American way of living, which is that women have no rights and women have no authority and women should have no place in politics. Whereas in Pakistan, we have actually had a female prime minister already, but America has yet to see a female president. So America is trying to bring Pakistan down on its knees, is trying to regress Pakistan, is trying to regress the standing of females in Pakistan, whereas the very birth of Pakistan constituted, female involvement. It wasn't just Qaid Azam, it was his sister as well. They were both a duo. And then, the whole group of people that worked with them, a huge number of females were involved in the creation of Pakistan, in the struggle for the creation of Pakistan. So women have always been extremely active, since the foundation of Pakistan. But thanks to America's constant interference through its minions and fifth columnists, women were, forced to sort of, become a more minor, to have a more minor role in Pakistan, as opposed to what their original role was during the creation of the country. And now, because they went back, to that original form of authority and prominence, and under Imran Khan's lead, again America had to take over. And so the first thing that America did was make the illegal establishment, the illegal law enforcement agencies, the illegal government, to clamp down on women, educated women and educated men, especially, to tell them that, there is no place for educated women and men in the politics of Pakistan, that it has to be only in the hands of people who are forever insecure enough to always lick the asses of America's establishment and American government. So that is where what also they've been doing. And so, as I said, using Jinnah, the attack on Jinnah House, which is a false flag operation, very obvious, very glaring false flag operation, using that as an excuse, they cracked down on Imran Khan's members of PTI, on his core committee members, on his, on previous ministers, and like Shah Mahmood Qureshi and all, who was once again paraded into jail handcuffed. Now he's a veteran, you understand, he is a veteran politician, and there has never been a scandal against him on corruption. He is an upstanding, upright politician, and yet he was paraded with handcuffs to court. And this is just, they're humiliating people, deliberately thinking that they will scare the women, they will scare the people. As I keep on telling them, you're actually messing with the wrong people, and you've actually chosen the wrong time to mess with the people of Pakistan. So that's why it's going nowhere. And as I said, using all that as an excuse, when Qaid Azam's day came, this month, not a word, That same army that was crying about the shaheeds and crying about Jinnah House and crying about this and that, not a word. They did not say a single word about the foundation of Pakistan, about the creator of Pakistan, about Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, about his sister, about how they struggled to make Pakistan what it is, and how they, not a word. Jinnah, Jinnah Day was as if it didn't happen this year. If that again doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what does. Seriously, then you have to be a whole level of morons not to understand what's going on here. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll leave you to think about it and decide if you want to continue being morons and made fools of, or if you're actually going to see what's going on and do something about it with us. So this is me signing out. For the Hafiz.